Mr. DJ Rose, Verkeezy, and C's. Welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell out now. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
No More Black Tears podcast. No More Black Tears podcast. For all the listeners, man, I got a question for you, man. Are y'all enjoying the podcast, man? If you are, man, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. Turn on the notifications and share with a friend. Every subscription helps us grow. Thank y'all for the support, man, because we do it for the people, man. We do it for our people. You know what I'm saying? For Verkeezy, what we talking about today?
So speaking of the people, man, it's been this debate online, especially in dating culture, the last couple of years. So on the podcast, there was asked a question like, are black men the most hated on by black women? And the fellas responded, hell yes, and the women didn't like that response. So today we're just gonna really just ask, like, do black women hate on black men the most, and do black men hate on black women the most? What's y'all thoughts on this, fellas? Like, does it just seem like there's a lot of hate going on in the community for black men and black women?
Probably, yeah, because I think it's probably so because that's the people that you talk to the most. So you go get the hate from the people that you interact with the most. You know what I'm saying? Because the hate from other places and other races, you ain't gonna hear about it or you ain't gonna see about it, even though it's out there. But you ain't gonna really, because you're not associating with them as much as you are your people. So that's going to be the case if you ask me. And the fact that I think the reason black women, I'm gonna say they expect the most out of us without even knowing us. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of got to do with the culture, the rappers and the R&B singers and the social media and the IG models. Everything's got to be lush and everything's got to be plus. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you got to take it back to the old days when all that internet nonsense wasn't even irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody actually believes all that internet nonsense. So yeah, I can see that just because you're going to interact with them more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my only issue, especially with black women when it comes to this conversation is it just seems like black women require shit from black men. They don't require from other races. Like I saw this one conversation going on where this woman talked about how an Indian man basically said, hey, I could never marry you because my family wants me to marry another Indian woman, but I can have fun with you. We can just chill and kick it. And she was like, cool. And she basically, did it with that nigga. Like she ain't had no issue. And then the conversation became, well, would she have done that with a black dude? And the honest truth is,
how much money he had.
Yeah, depending on how much money he had.
And that's what I was going to get to. If that's an Indian and the black girl did it, that Indian's paying a lot of money.
Man, he might be paying some money, but some of these sisters nowadays, they just give attention to men and other races and will do certain things that they won't do for black men. Like a lot of black women, you'll see them say, they'll make it their whole persona about black men don't provide, black men don't do this, white men do all this stuff, white men provide, white men are nurturing. Then they're dating a white man. Then we find out they're going 50-50 with the white man. And it's like, hold up. So you couldn't go 50-50 with a brother, but you can go 50-50 with this white man. And you made a whole platform basically saying the reason why other sisters need to leave brothers alone is because brothers want struggle love and they want you to go 50-50. They want a roommate. But you over here with this white man willing to pay half the bills and everything and still cook and clean and not have no issue. Like it just seems like there is an expectation that black women have on black men when it comes to dating that they don't necessarily always put on these other races when they decide to entertain them necessarily.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, like you said, the topic is like vice versa because the Negroes do it too.
Yeah.
Because the Negroes, black dudes like, oh, I need something foreign, or I need something foreign, like, and then they'll go all out on the foreign chick, spend all their bread, do all kind of other stuff, but won't do that for a sister. But some dudes do, but some dudes don't. But you know what I'm saying? It goes both ways. But it just, I don't know if it's. I think that's just how society is now because it's so divided and it's all about what can somebody do for me, what my wants and my needs, and doesn't care about anything else.
I think it gets pushed in the media and society. We don't see a lot of white women complain about white men like that, to be honest.
Well, it matters. It's the area and it matters because white men, you see, you got to be in that circle because they do. So
they might do it. They might do it privately
with each other.
But you name the podcast that you know white women who every day get on their podcast and talk shit about white men. You're not gonna find it.
They do.
But I can name. I can name. Yeah, they probably. Yeah, if they fuck with brothers.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's different. But I'm talking about white women who actually fuck with white men who get on their podcast and talk shit about white men every single day.
But they talk shit about men. It's like, oh, he always working on his car. Or the same thing all the women talking about. He's always on the game.
Nah, they talking shit like, hey man, they don't go 50-50. They not nurturing. They don't do this. They're not good. They're not good mates.
The thing about white women is that they're better. They are better.
Like you don't see white women do that. You don't see Indian women do that. You don't see Asian women do that. But there's a lot of podcasts out here, and I'm not even talking about podcasts like ours. I'm talking about like nationally syndicated podcasts that are big podcasts. Right. Where black women get on them podcasts. We got TV shows. We got talk shows like that. You got shows like The View and these daytime talk shows where black women shit on black men on a daily fucking basis. They shit on men, but the black women go out their way to talk about why they single. Like, I'm single right now because black women don't do this and black men don't do that.
You know, other races, they submissive. They're more submissive than a black woman. So that's the problem right there. So for instance, you have a lot of black women that want more than what the man can provide. But in other races, whatever the man can provide with, the woman is happy with. Because that's the man she chose. So she was like, okay, I chose this man, this is what he can provide. I'm not going to stress him about it. He's doing the best he can. But our people, our sisters, they don't look at it like that.
They don't have realistic expectations. That's the problem. Right. Because in the music that the sisters listen to, the music make it seem like a lot of them are being chosen by men that are making tons of money and men who have the means. Whereas in these other communities, it's not. That's not a facade. Well, like even when you watch movies and TV shows, like you watch a movie like Waiting to Exhale, for example. What's the white version of that movie? Like I'm just like, what's the white version of a movie that's about a white woman and my bad, not one white woman, a group of white women who all saying that they just hoes. But in Waiting to Exhale, that's a movie about a group of black women who are basically saying black man ain't shit. If you've ever actually sat down and watched that movie, like that, they all are basically saying why black men ain't shit. You know, like what's the white version of that movie? That's big, because that's a big movie. Waiting to Hell, that's not no like 2B movie. That's a big movie.
It's just something.
Yeah, I'm saying, but it wasn't a movie that came out on 2B. It was actually a big movie with a big star and Angela Bassett. Like, what's the movie with with Reese Witherspoon or like Angela Jolie? What's the white movie of that version? Where you see a white woman doing that. Like when they have their dating movies, what's going on in their dating movies? If you ever watch a white movie about dating, they're talking about how they're just trying to find love and they eventually find love in the movie and it's some quirky shit or whatever along the way. But it's not no shit where it's like they're bashing black men. Like even when you watch the Tyler Perry movies, usually in the Tyler Perry movies, The sister is single, she bitter, and black man ain't giving her the time of day, or the black men are doing her dirty. And the movie ain't about her growth now. The movie's about basically she ends up finding the right black man who wants to love her. And it's making it seem like nothing was wrong with that bitch in the first place. Like it makes it seem like she just kept picking the wrong niggas, but she didn't have to do no kind of spiritual growth or mental growth or financial growth or physical growth to become a better woman for a man. It just comes off as like, nah, sis, you was never asking for too much. You was asking too much from the wrong nigga. And when I watch movies that's with the white counterparts, it don't do that. A lot of times the white women, like in Bridesmaids, have y'all seen Bridesmaids? That was a big movie back in the day. Mm-hmm. The main character wanted to be a wife. She wanted to get married. The whole movie is about her realizing, I'm a shitty woman. I have to become a better woman. What's the black version of that movie? Where you'd have sat down and the black woman had to realize, oh, I gotta be better. So when we say society, part of it is like the stuff that we consume through the media, whether it's music or movies or TV shows, that makes us feel like this is normal, this is okay, this is what we have to do. Like if you're watching movies and TV shows that's basically saying that you're not the problem, there's nothing wrong with you, the problem is everyone else, you're going to slowly start believing, yeah, you're right, I'm not the problem. The problem is all these other motherfuckers out here. I should be able to do what the fuck I want to do. I'm perfect just the way I am, and that's not the case.
Yeah. So, what are some things about the black man? Why do you think black men always want something foreign, or just because they didn't have it growing up?
Man, I mean, that's just rap shit, man. That's just the shit that the rappers talk about, man.
What you mean, like, want something for like a woman?
Yeah.
They're more submissive. They listen.
The only black men that wanted foreign bitches back in the day, if you look at it historically, was niggas like Juice Man who went in the military and went to Paris and got their dicks up by white women, or went to Vietnam and got their dicks up by them Vietnamese women and realized the women was, to your word, submissive. But traditionally, like it wasn't really till rap music really started basically transitioning to, yo, I need a foreign bitch. Yeah. I need a bitch who got straight hair. I need a bitch who got good skin. I need a bitch who got this. Where we started seeing a lot of brothers who wanted these exotic looking bitches.
Well, to me, exotic women, okay, exotic women, I didn't see plenty of exotic women like you say, they got long hair, it's theirs. That's exotic. Long hair, that's theirs. Got the Coke bottle shape without the BBL, natural, just come from the food they eat and the way they go about living their life. And then the color of the skin is like, it'll be jet black. And then they might have something that's off, not exactly off, but different. So they might have green eyes or blue eyes. You know what I'm saying? When you put all that together, that's an exotic woman. And I seen plenty of dark skin, like you can't, like blacker than your shirt, dark with bright pink lips.
Yeah, but when I'm thinking that's exotic. I'm just thinking, when I think exotic, just not
like
un-American.
Like Russell Simmons, bitch.
Un-American, like anybody from non-America, you know what I'm saying? That's exotic.
Yeah, like Jeezy,
so like you saying that fits the script too, but anybody from America is exotic, you know what I'm saying, pretty much.
I mean, that would be my response is, I just feel like it really started in the rap music, because when you look at it historically, like you look at some people like James Brown and Teddy Pendergrass and a lot of these artists back in the day, they dated a lot of nappy-headed sisters. You know, now you did have the Sam Cooks of the world who did discriminate and they fucked the white bitches and they ain't had no problem. And you had goddamn Rick James, who was high on coke all the time, so he fucked whatever his dick would let him fuck at the time.
Like, but back then, the black woman wasn't down in the black one. I mean, the black woman wasn't down in the black man back then.
They wasn't, but I'm just saying, like, during that time period, you didn't really have the most famous black people in America looking for exotic women. You know, now you might have soldiers who went overseas and met someone who was exotic, and that just happened to be whatever it was, but you didn't have black celebrities who had money, going out their way for like exotic women. Like even in the 90s, you didn't have Tupac and Biggie and the people in the rap game looking for like these foreign chicks or whatever. They were still fucking with primarily just black women that was in the hood or whatever that they thought looked beautiful or attractive. Like the most exotic they might fuck with is light skinned bitch like Faith Evans, you know, or the Quincy Jones' daughter that Tupac was fucking with. She was very fair skinned or whatever. Like that was really like to us, to be honest, for decades that was considered foreign for a lot of black men. If you can get yourself a nice red bone, a cute red bone. But it really wasn't until like maybe the 2010s where this whole idea of what you're defining as exotic really became a big thing. And that just goes to the music. And I feel like a lot of this stuff just goes to, even when you watch Real Housewives and you see Joselina or whatever her name is, and you see how that she's an exotic chick. And when you start seeing, when these hoes start having TV shows, like the Kardashians, when these hoes start having TV shows, and then now men are seeing, oh shit, is that Amber Rose? What is she? Like they ambiguity in their race. Like you really can't tell what they is. Kim Kardashian, you can't really tell what she is. You know, you can't really tell what a lot of these bitches is. Like, so then now the media is pushing that these women are attractive. So you start thinking these women are attractive. Now your favorite artist is telling you these women, these are the type of women that's attractive. So now you're thinking these are the type of women that's attractive. And it's the same way for black women. You're being told by your favorite artist, yo, spend it. Like, go after a nigga who can do this and who can do that, who can do that. Like, even when I heard the lyrics to that one song, I think it's the City Girls, right? Who got that song, I got a nigga, he feed me, a white boy who feed me lobster and pasta. I think that's a City Girls song, if I'm not mistaken. You know? But I'm thinking about when that song came out, and I'm looking like that song came out like 2017, 2018, 2020, and I'm looking online, and now I see a lot of black women who openly are dating white men. Yeah, that sounds about right. When you get famous sisters who make it seem like it's okay to start dating white men, then why would the sister down the street think it's not okay just to date a white man? Like to me, it all comes back to what's being pushed in the media in terms of what you're hearing and what you're seeing.
And then, you know, a lot of times with the school systems you go to, they white is right. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, I done been with a lot of women that I was their first black dude. These are sisters, and I be like, man, this shit crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all be wilding. Like, with the sisters, it's the I can't. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, because even when we look at on the white side, man, like it's hard to think of how many white women that are celebrities that have a black spouse. And then when you do find that they have a black spouse, it's like, wow, really? Like Adele, oh dang, she with Rich Paul? Oh wow, that's surprising. She with a brother. Like, it still is surprising to see like these rich white men choose to be with a black woman, and these rich white women or white women who are successful choose to be with a black man. But it's not surprising. It's not surprising to see the other way around now.
It's not like the people are ugly. They're good looking individuals.
They're not, but I'm saying it's still surprising. Like, if I told you, Cooper Flag got a black chick, that was surprising. But when
you remember the guy that the writer or the director for movie that Tia Young, that had, you know what I'm talking about, he won the Oscar.
Talking about One Batter After None?
One Batter After None. Remember,
him. Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah, like, remember we was watching it and was like, I said, I think that's his girl. And he was like, no, I don't think so. And I said, I think they kind of interacted like it is. And he was like,
and that's surprising. That was surprising that a big time director like that had a black woman. Mm-hmm. But when you see the others, like Jalen Brunson, when we found out his fiance was white, nobody was like, I'm shocked. Like, if Michael B. Jordan popped out tomorrow with a white woman, nobody would be like, I'm stunned.
Except for all the black girls would be so mad.
But if Austin Butler, like, we know who Austin Butler is, right? The dude who played Elvis in the movie a couple years ago. But if Austin Butler,
I don't know who that is, but
But if Austin Butler or Morgan Wallen, the big country singer, popped out with a black chick and an actual black chick on top of that, niggas would be like, I ain't know your game, bro. Props. I learned something new. Respect.
Right.
Like it's different in their side. They're not really taught that it's okay to just. I ain't gonna make it seem like they're taught not to date black people, but it's not something. It's not something where it's like, yo, you should just seek a nigga out like that, or just date whoever. Like they're more closed in how they date. So when they pop out with something different, it's surprising. Whereas our community, man, we push it all the time. So motherfuckers don't be caring. A lot of times, there's conversations that we don't even talk about on the podcast. Like we talked about the show Girlfriends back in the day. I think Tony was the darkest skinned character, if I'm correct. But there was an episode that she met a dude who was handsome, 6 feet tall, was rich, and she didn't want to date the nigga. And her friends was like, why not? He's everything you want. He's too dark skinned, girl, but you're dark skinned. But if I get with a dark skinned brother, then our baby's gonna be dark skinned. I gotta get with someone that's lighter complexion, so that my babies don't like. Black women really do think like that sometimes. I've seen black women get on Bill Nye the Science Guy internet and say shit like that.
Yeah, a lot of them do. They want a pretty baby. Pretty baby with good hair.
They get on. They actually write down when they meet somebody they like. They write down their first name and the guy's last name and see if it fits and see how it sounds and how it looks. And you're like, I don't know, it just don't really kind of look that cute. So might not want to be with this guy.
Yeah.
They do women do stuff like that all the time. It's so crazy when you actually being in that circle and you actually hear them talk about stuff that they think about and do, and they're like men. We don't really have goals like women. If they're not married by 30, they're like there's like the world is going to end. But as men, it's like y'all really think like that. but
they got to.
But they do.
They got a biological clock. It's ticking.
They ain't got to think like that. That's just how
their program.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, I mean, true. Like that is how they're programmed from society-wise. Because if you're a woman, you're expected to produce children, and at a certain point, it becomes harder and harder to produce children. So you do think to yourself, I want to be married by this time because I don't want to immediately have kids when I get married. Yeah. Versus a man, like men can have kids. Goddamn, Al Pacino just had a little nigga.
Yeah. And I feel sorry for him because he's gonna be dead by the time he's in high school. Like, oh, where my daddy at?
And they gonna be rich though. Al Pacino got that bread, man.
Not if his mama take it.
God damn, man.
Let's keep it real. No, he ain't. His mama gonna have bread.
You think the mama ain't gonna take care of the son?
It happens all the time.
Hey, the mama gonna look at the little son. You was used for me to get out of the hood.
Yes.
Like, I was living in that double wide trailer, and then once I had Pacino baby, I made it out. I put this baby for adoption or whatever. That's gonna be some fucked up shit, man. But
not take care of them. They ain't gonna put up adoption, but they just gonna be abusive and use them, and not do what they supposed to do, and then spend all the money and go get dope and get high and all kind of other stuff.
But nah, man. At the end of the day, though. We all are big. At the end of the day, like it's a phrase, you're your biggest critics. And in the black community, we're our biggest critics because we see each other on a daily basis. We grow up with each other a lot of the times. So it's just easier to critique one another, because we've dated each other, we've been around each other. So it's easier for us to just look at each other and find the faults within our own community with our women and with our men. And at the end of the day, we should get back to a point where we're not each other's biggest haters. Like we should be, like black women should be celebrating black men way more than they do now, and black men should be celebrating black women way more than we do now, because it's hard out here for both of us. Like that whole conversation about who got it harder, the black man, the black woman. Like we need to try
black man. That's not even a question. That's simple.
Yeah, but we need to try to move past that conversation because at the end of the day, we both in this boat together. Like when they brought us from Africa, we both in the ship.
Women are trying to goddamn leave the black man. They don't what the fuck. They got it easier. They can leave. Deuces, nigga.
Well, this brings a lot of tears to people, man. Moving on to TNT.
Cheers or no tears. Dynamite.
And we're gonna start off with rest in peace to Tay Keith, man. Popular producer, man, produced a lot of big time songs, a lot of songs, especially from Drake. What's y'all thoughts on his passing?
Stay away from that fentanyl. Stay off that fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? He's from Tennessee. So you leave that fentanyl alone. But I don't know if that's the reason why he died or not. But you know what I'm saying? It might be. That's what that's taking out a lot of these artists, that fentanyl. So I don't know why drug dealers was pushing it to them, but hey, they pick your poison, they said. But man, I ain't got no tears though.
Yeah, man. I can't say I have tears because I didn't really know who he was till he passed away last week. But like when I found out the songs he produced, I was like, man, Look Alive, Non-Stop, Sicko Mode, Get It Sexy for Sexy Red type shit with the Migos and Cardi B, Rich Flex, First Person Shooter, Push Ups, and Family Matters, You My Everything. And what did I miss? The one of the hit songs on Drake's latest album. Like I was like, damn, bro. He had a pretty decent like production career, man. So
the fuck up.
Yeah, I got tears, man. Like we lost a talented, person who was doing his thing in the industry. He was only like 29, 28 years old, so he could have been producing for at least another 10 years, making big banger songs. Man. So someone else passed away too. So after the Knicks won their championship, a woman in LA was celebrating, an elderly woman, and she was screaming, and her neighbor heard her screaming, so she called the cops, and the cops came and they were saying, trying to see if everything was okay, and the woman was like, "Yeah, everything okay, man. I'm just celebrating the Knicks won the championship. I'm about to die. Them niggas ain't won since I was a little girl." So when she opened her door, her dog came out and it was like, yo, the dog being aggressive. And the dog kind of, started coming at one of the cops. And the other cop immediately shot the dog. And the dog died. Tears or no tears?
Yeah, I got tears. That's not how I went. The dog had on the New York City jersey. The cop was a Tupac fan. All he thought was like, that's a big dog. Biggie Smalls coming after me. Pow! So I got tears for the dog.
Tears for the dog.
Yeah, man, I ain't got no tears, man. You dog owners, man, keep y'all dogs in the fucking house, man. Don't nobody want to get bit by your dog, man. I ain't got no tears. Moving on to, something that was kept in house. Did y'all know that apparently there's a cure for sickle cell? So, Daniel Creasy was the first person in Louisiana to be cured of sickle cell, and it's multiple procedures and genetic stuff that has to go down to cure someone of it. But apparently, they've been curing people of sickle cell since 2022. Like it's people in different. Like when I saw the headline, first person,
different countries.
Yeah, different states. Yeah, people in different states. But when I saw the headline, first person in Louisiana, my thought was, shouldn't that be the first person? Period. Like I didn't think there was a cure for sickle cell. But nah, apparently it's been at least 7 other people who's been cured of sickle cell.
I want to say the Boozers twins cured their the Boozers twins. Didn't their little brother have sickle cell or no?
I didn't even know they had sickle cell.
The little brother,
the youngest one. Yeah, so I mean that.
I don't know. It was some kind of blood. I want to say it was sickle cell, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know.
But that's definitely interesting, man. And
the stem, the first stem from the center from the woman. Yeah.
So tears or no tears, y'all.
It takes how many women vaginas, you know what I'm saying? The something they throw away is now being used to cure sickle cell. So basically, the afterbirth. They got to start saving the afterbirth. But a lot of people don't find out they have sickle cell till, I don't know, a couple months later, I guess.
So no, they find out they have sickle cell when they're in their mama's stomach.
And see, always when I was told, like, you see, I got to do some more research because, like, when they find out the baby has sickle cell in the mama's stomach, they're able to check it and reverse it.
Nah.
So, you know, I don't know. I have to do more research, but usually it's the afterbirth, the placenta, the stem, and everything that they use.
Yeah,
for the
man.
Mother,
For
the cure.
I got tears of joy because I thought sickle cell was like AIDS. It was something that you get, and
You're born with it.
Yeah, but I'm saying like something you get, like you get it at birth. So something that you get, and once you get it, you got it for life.
Right.
Like the fact that I'm finding out, this week that it's something that can be cured, I was like, and it's been and they've been curing it for years now. I feel like
I'm saying it's not. It's not.
Man, if Magic Johnson gets AIDS, well, if Magic Johnson comes out tomorrow and says he's cured, that the internet gonna break. Like if I don't care if it's one person, if you got a disease that's crazy, and we don't think there's no cure for it, and the first person come out and say they're cured.
How old is this person?
I think he was in his 20s.
He was 20s.
He was a young person. But that's, hey man, tears of joy, man. Like this is a disease that affects our community a lot, and it's good to know that there is treatment plans for it.
Yeah, I got tears of joy too, because when I saw it, I was like, I know some people had been relieved of it, but when the way they say that he was cured of it, it was like it was amazing to just see that headline.
It wasn't in the States though, or he went to India.
No, man, it was here.
Nah, it was in Louisiana, man.
In Louisiana. So you telling me a hospital in Louisiana did it?
Not in a day, but it was like over a period of time, many different treatments. Right. Yes.
What was the treatment?
A lot of experimental stuff, from what I read. It was a lot of stuff like gene manipulation.
Okay.
So
that's out the gene manipulation.
So talk about something dealing with genes, man. So herpes is something else that if you get that motherfucker, you got it. There was a woman named Amanda Hendricks.
Unless you Usher, then nobody cares you got it. And they can kiss you in the mouth.
Yeah.
No, you take that medicine, like that AIDS medicine, and you don't pass it. Unless you have an outbreak.
It's undetectable. You won't get it.
Undetectable, yeah.
So Amanda Hendricks, who was the manager at Arby's, got mad at, somebody that she had beef with. She spit in their food. The person went home, ate the food, woke up the next day and had mouth sores to find out they had herpes.
Oh, shit.
Just to find out through camera footage, and of course, the manager, Amanda Hendricks, could not keep her mouth closed. She had to brag about how she spit on the lady food. So her daughter found out, oh yeah, this woman was posting that she spit in your food, Mom. Yeah, so she got charged and arrested for, endangering someone. Man, tears of sadness, man. Like, man, you when you go to a restaurant, man, you want to know that your food is safe, and you don't never know what people are doing to your food. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not trying to victim blame. I'm not eating in no place with nobody I know I got beef with, and they work there. I don't care if they're the janitor, the drive-through, the manager. If we go to a Burger King and I got active beef with an individual that we have not squashed, and I see them in that restaurant, I'm telling y'all straight up, like, I can eat here, man. I'm just gonna get something else, man. I'm not eating there, man. So I don't know why she felt like it should have been safe to eat whatever that lady fixed.
Yeah, I got tears because that was crazy. She got caught. She told on herself, "Stay off the internet. Stay off them cameras." I was watching something about Big Tigger and his wife, and the reason why he got arrested because they got cameras in their house and they caught the footage of him putting hands on her. And it's like, you paid for yourself to go to jail because you paid for these systems and everything. You paid for it. You gave the evidence to them. And now you're going to jail, got arrested. You got online and told on yourself, talking about, yeah, this person was getting on my nerves, so I spit in their food. Yeah. I want to know, did she know she had that package?
Yes, she did. That's why she's giving it back.
People do that all the time. But she probably didn't know she was gonna pass that package on.
That's a good point. That's a good point, man. Because if she knew she had that package, then that's another charge too. That's chemical warfare. Moving on to the last TNT of the night, man. So there was a man in Atlanta who had two baddies, thought he was gonna have a good old time.
Is this Atlanta?
Yep, Atlanta.
Sound like some transsexual shit.
They drugged him. He woke up. He was missing $25,000 worth of watches. There's footage of the women as they walk into his hotel room. That's what it looked like. It looked like he walked in a hotel room. And they haven't caught the ladies yet. I got tears because, fellas, man, you got to be careful when you in, especially these bigger cities. Atlanta, New York, Houston, Vegas, LA, Miami, New Orleans. Especially these bigger cities, you got to be careful when you meet these women from the club and you think you got an easy layup. Just understand, you might think you got an easy layup, but LeBron James could be running down to chase that shit and block it, bro. Because they could be trying to set you up, whether they leave the door open and let some niggas come in there with your shit, or they could be some real grimy bitches where they don't need no niggas. They just gonna drug you or hold you at gunpoint and take your shit, man. So, yeah, man. Hey, y'all fellas gotta be more careful, man. More careful. Hopefully they find these ladies, man, and lock them up where they need to be.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears. You know what I'm saying? It happens. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the first time he brought some hoes home. It just this time he got lit. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be more careful next time, man. I ain't got no tears for him though. But them hoes going to jail because they face is on camera.
I don't know what's wrong with these women in Atlanta. I don't know what's wrong with these hoes, y'all.
What's wrong with them?
So there was this woman standing outside, basically looked like a club area, like basically like imagine Broad Street. She was on the corner of maybe a bar, a pub, or a club, and she had like a toddler in her arms, like a little baby. And a man walked up recording saying, "Why you outside with a baby? What you doing outside? It's 1 a.m. And she said, "Because I'm grown. Mind your business. Why you worry about me? I'm grown. I can do this." Now, she did later get on Bill Nye, the Science Guy's internet, on TikTok, got in the comment section, and she gave this elaborate story about how her and her friends was there to have a good weekend with the kids, and she's actually from Baltimore, and her baby woke up. Everyone got hungry. She took the baby outside, was waiting for her friends to come back with their food, but she was never clubbing or none of that shit.
We didn't say you was clubbing, ho.
What's wrong with these hoes?
You was on the corner with your baby waiting on the food. That's what's wrong. Why you ain't sit in the car? You said if you was with your friends was out there because you looked at it. You was like, we grown. You didn't say I'm grown. We grown because you was out there with your friends, and ain't no telling what they was doing. Ain't no telling what you was doing. But yeah, you had the kid.
So if what she said is true, where was the other kids at?
No, she the only one that ain't had no babysitter. She couldn't get her mama to watch her.
She said they went there to have a weekend with the kids.
No, man.
I read
they was in Baltimore.
Kids.
They was in Baltimore. She said she was from Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
That's where they was at.
Oh. Yeah.
So you went to visit a city that where you from?
That's a good point, man. That's a good point.
Hey, who goes visit Baltimore outside the football season? Unless you're going to D.C. or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Going to
they got that new crab sandwich.
Man, she was out. She brought that kid outside. She was outside, ho. That's what happened. And she got caught on camera. It's like, why you even get in the comment section? You should just left it alone. You go get roasted for the rest of your life.
That remind me of a situation in Augusta, man. Me and I ain't gonna say their name, because I ain't trying to put them out there like that. But me and an individual was hanging out one night, and we decided to go to Sue's Lounge. So we went to Sue's Lounge, and I went and got some food, and I started talking to this one girl. She was attractive, and I looked down, and she had a little pudge, and I'm like, "Is this bitch pregnant?" It's like 2:33 in the morning. Why are you outside the base of a club pregnant with your homegirl? So I get in the car with the dude, and I was like, was that bitch pregnant? And he says immediately, oh yeah, she was pregnant. I said, what the fuck these hoes got going on? I'm trying to tell y'all, bro, there ain't no rhyme or reason for this shit. These hoes do what the fuck they want to do because we in a generation of just hoism. Because for you to be outside, regardless of the reason, just standing on a corner with a baby 1 in the morning, people are drunk, people are high, there's homeless people, and all kind of predators are out, and you think that is a safe environment to just have a toddler in your arms 1 in the morning, bitch, you should have stayed in the hotel room, you should have stayed in the car, and to be honest, you really should have just stayed in the hotel room. You should have just told them hoes, this is what I want to eat.
But they don't have DoorDash in Baltimore.
Yeah, but she said she was waiting for her friend, so it's like she should have just told her homegirls, this is what I want. Here go the money. I'm going to cash app y'all, but I'm going to stay in this room. Oh.
They have both. If you wanted some food, especially if you was in a hotel, well, a nice one, you probably could get some room service. But they have DoorDash.
Now they do, but the homegirls probably wanted to step out,
and that's why she took the baby.
Nah, you supposed to stay in the room with the baby, man.
Man, she doing the best that she can. At least she ain't leave the baby in the hotel room by herself or by herself. She was supervising them.
Man, I hate to say this, man. That might have been better than what she did. That might have been a better option.
She would have went to jail.
You right, man. You right. She would have went to jail, but goddamn, this just looked fucked up, though, man.
Yeah.
Like when I saw the video, I couldn't believe what I was watching.
And she was trying to chump Buddy off. And Buddy was like, man, I'm gonna get up out of here.
Bro, let me tell you the worst part. There's someone else in the video, another woman, who tries to defend the bitch.
Yes, that was her friend.
You know, oh, that was her friend?
Yes.
Oh, I ain't know that was her friend. I thought that was just a random woman. Because I was going to be like, this would be the type of whole shit that hoes.
It was a group of them. It was a group of them.
See, hoes got to stop defending whole shit, man.
It was a flock of birds.
Women got to start holding women accountable. Because even in the comment section, there was a couple women that was defending the bullshit. And it's like, how y'all defending a bitch having a baby out 1 in the morning in the club environment, man? Niggas, y'all got to choose better baby mamas. Because this is the type of shit that you exposing your kids to.
Yeah, man. What's wrong with them?
Moving on to the last topic of the night. So, for those who know, I can't think of his name, but the dude who made that song, now you're a single mother, now you're a single mother. He posted a video talking about how Meg basically in her music is saying this gonna be a hot girl summer, you know, city girls up, you know, go out, be outside all summer and do what you want to do after she got her heart broken by Klay Thompson. And he basically was saying how, man, don't do that shit. Don't listen to that advice. That's bad advice. You know, when he was growing up, he was listening to Lil Wayne music. He never wanted to emulate the shit that Lil Wayne talked about. He just wanted to just listen to the good music. And Meg apparently got on Bill Nye the Science Guy internet and basically reposted it. Didn't even say shit. She just basically had her face, you know, in the little video as he was talking, breaking down everything he was saying. And what's your thoughts on just people feeling the need to emulate what their favorite artists or entertainers are saying in their music or in like TV shows and movies?
You're going to be a loser. You're going to be a follower because that's what they're getting paid for. Remember how, was it Beyonce? There's a lot of them, you know, one of the big ones always talking about, yeah, this and that, going out and having fun, but they married, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, say it was Meg was one of them. Sierra, that's who I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Sierra, she made that song.
Yeah, she just made a song recently about that.
And then it was some other ones, you know what I'm saying? They'll make the song, do this, do that, do this, but they happily married. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going through the same struggle as some of the people that they spit the music to. So it's like they do that all the time. And just like with my buddy said, I didn't do the stuff that Lil Wayne was doing, but it's like with all the people telling the rappers, telling the guys go out there, sling rocks, do this, like Ti, for example, do this, do this, do this, do that, do this. I did this, I do this, represent this. But all their kids go to private school. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to have their kids do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they do it all the time, and it's like it's crazy, but people are going to be followers, and they go listen. Just because we talked about this in the first topic, when they hear it in that once it's in the airwaves, it's out there, and it's like people are brainwashed by it. I don't know if y'all remember the movie They Cloned Tyrone. It was on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? They were doing experiments underneath the city, and they had music playing. There were certain songs that they would play, and they would hypnotize the people to do certain things and to act a certain way. They was putting stuff in the chicken, and they was putting stuff in the ice cream, and the cereal, and the milk, everything. It's just basically real, almost like real life. And not to that extreme, but it's like that for real. Because people are not trying to be leaders and not trying to lead up for themselves. They go follow the trend.
Yeah, critical thinking is very important. Being able to think for yourself is very important. There's nothing wrong with consuming information and making an educated decision based off information you consume. But never did I watch a Harry Potter movie and think I'm a wizard. Or did I watch a Spider-Man movie and thought it was a good idea to climb a building and swing from building to building?
So you ever seen a spider and it's like, come here, spider.
Nah.
I want some powers.
Definitely not as a teenager. Maybe if I was like, maybe when I saw the animated and I was like 7, I was a kid and I thought that dumbass shit. But definitely as a teenager, I didn't think that no more. When we're listening to these music, 99% of this shit entertainment. Let's make that clear. Only 1% of music is really supposed to inform you. Like there are artists who make music or have made music that is there to inform you and be politicized. That's why Tupac was ostracized in the 90s. That's why Public Enemy and Chuck D was ostracized in the 90s. Like there are artists who will make real music that's trying to tell you about real motherfucking shit. But most of this shit is just pure entertainment purposes, man. I remember watching the Stand video after Eminem dropped that song Stand. And Eminem even said in the last verse when he was writing the Stand, yo, when I be rapping this shit, I'm just joking, bro. I'm not really slaying my wrist and doing this shit, man. You need to get some help. Like, people need to understand these artists are going to make the music that sells and make them money. So if these female artists got to rap about sucking dick all the time and throwing ass on random niggas and, you know, getting tricked on by random niggas and being a hoe all summer, that's the music that's going to be popular in the club. So that's what they're not going to rap about. Like, to be honest, it would have been dope if Meg would have came out after this heartbreak and made a song about getting heartbroken. That would have been some real shit. That would have been like life imitating art. But they're not going to do that because even if she wanted to do that, her record label going to probably be like, you got this image, girl. You ain't Summer Walker, bitch. You ain't her. They can make a song about getting their heart broken. You Meg Thee Stallion. We need you to make a song about how you finna hop on another dick. So go and hop on another dick. Like, and unfortunately, well, like we talked about in the first topic, a lot of the stuff that's being pushed in the media, especially in the music and the Black community, is so destructive because the people listening to it and consuming it are believing it so heavily. And they're allowing it to run their lives. Like, you really got motherfuckers out here who grew up in suburban households who want to sell dope.
That dude that killed Julio.
Yeah. You got motherfuckers that grew up in suburban households. They military kids. They want to get in the street, join a gang, and catch 3 bodies. Like you got motherfuckers who are listening to these lyrics by these artists and literally feel like I got to do the stuff these artists are saying do. I gotta, do these crazy drugs and pop these pills and all this other shit.
That pain music, people listen to it, be like, oh, they've been through a pain in their life, but I can relate to this. Let me figure out how I can relate to this. And then they twist their mind, like, oh, this is how I can relate to it. And in actuality, no, you didn't really go through that. You know what I'm saying? Like Michael Irvin's son. You know what I'm saying? Man, that house wasn't that big.
Yeah, man.
I ain't never lived in no 10-bedroom house. We only had 8 bedrooms. I'm a gangster.
Yeah, man. I mean, growing up for me, man, there was some artists I could relate to their music. There was a lot of artists I couldn't relate to their music. I couldn't relate to selling dope and stuff like that. That wasn't something I did or whatever. But if an artist rapped about being in a single parent household, I don't know, yeah, I can relate to that, man. I grew up in that kind of household. If an artist rapped about, like, when you had some artists like J. Cole rap about going to college, hey, that was some shit that I could relate to. So it's like I said, 99% of the shit is just entertainment purposes, man. And unfortunately, we got too many people, especially in the black community, that are eating this shit up and taking it way too seriously. And they're allowing it to affect their lives. And it's like you say, Rose, man, it's because a lot of these motherfuckers that they unfortunately are followers. That's the sad part. Motherfuckers don't know how to think for themselves and make decisions for themselves. But just treat these songs the same way you do these TV shows and movies as entertainment. When you saw Avengers Endgame, you ain't trying to find Thanos. Like, just treat it the same way you do all these TV shows and movies. It's just something for me to watch and be entertained. What did Denzel say in Training Day? It's 99% bullshit, but it entertains me. Long as you do that, you cool, bruh. But it's when you start trying to live the life of, what these motherfuckers is rapping and singing about, that's when you're gonna find yourself in a predicament, unfortunately. Before we wrap it up, he was kind of making a point without saying it. How much of the blame of this conversation goes on the artists who make the music?
Oh my.
I don't know how much. So if I had to put a percent on it, I would say 25%.
25 seems like a good number to me.
25%, but you know what I'm saying? I'll take 75% of the power all day long, though. You know what I'm saying? You go give me 75 out of $100, I'll take that 75.
I think you can give the artist 25 to 33% of the blame. And for those listening, that's not me necessarily saying someone like Meg or Cardi B or even a Pooh Shiesty, Gorilla need to come out and say, well, they need to change their music. But sometimes if you're making certain music that's so explicit, you probably do need to come out and say, I don't want people to go in the streets and sell dope. I don't want people to go out here and commit atrocities in my name. I don't want hoes out here to cheat on their boyfriend and just have a hot girl summer. Like, you probably do need to speak when you do these podcasts and these interviews. You probably do need to do a better job of, being eloquent and articulating yourself and letting it be known that you're talking about your personal experiences, but you're not promoting certain stuff, which Cardi B did recently. She did, like, I think it was 2-3 years ago, one of her youngest daughters was twerking to one of her songs, and she basically cut the music off, and people criticized her. And she said, I'm a mother. I don't make music for children. I make music for grown women who want to be sexy. And she did go on a rant the next day saying, if there are kids who listen to my music, I don't mind being a role model for you, but I don't want you doing the stuff that I'm talking about in my music. Like, I do feel like artists need to take a bigger responsibility.
That's pretty dope. Shouts out to Cardi B. Shouts out to Cardi B for that. That's dope. That's love right there, 100.
And I do think more artists do need to do stuff like that. Understand that there are people, especially younger fans, not the people our age, but the fans that are between the ages of 8 and 22 that listen to y'all music.
And the funny thing about that, they shouldn't be that young. Because I think, parental arousal, 18 and older.
They can still, but you can still listen to it on the radio. They just go cuss. They just go blank out the cuss words.
Radio. You got YouTube nowadays. YouTube music. A lot of people don't even know this. Vlad talked about this. YouTube music is the biggest streaming platform for music in the world.
Okay.
You know, and a lot of these kids got access to YouTube. So, you know, like, but these
But it's restricted for 18 and older.
Yeah, but you know, you can lie about that shit, man. You can lie about that shit. That's easy, man. Unfortunately, most parents, that's why another percentage of blame need to be the parents, because you need to be monitoring what your kids are consuming. But so many of these parents, because either they're single mothers, they're single fathers, they both parents work all the time, they're not monitoring what their kids are consuming on a daily basis and stuff like that. So it's very unfortunate, but you know, this is a big conversation in the Black community, because we have a lot of Black kids in our community that go down wrong paths because of the fact they idolize the wrong people. Final thoughts, everyone.
Think for yourself and think about others too. Think for yourself and think about others, you know what I'm saying? Love our neighbor, you know what I'm saying? Do the right thing. Think before you speak, and take 10 seconds before you act.
Without going into too much detail, there was 2 situations that happened in the last week and a half. 2 mothers in 2 different parts of the country. One in LA, one in Massachusetts. Both killed their kids by strangulation, and both basically blaming postpartum sin reason why they did it. The mother in LA, you know, has been found legally insane, and is not going to go to prison. Whether you want to argue, is it real, is it not real? I'm not here to talk about that for this moment. Women, when you decide to have kids, understand how big of a decision that is. Stuff happens to you physically. Stuff happens to you mentally. You can die. People don't talk about this a lot. The birth rates and the death rates in America are a lot lower than y'all think it is for women who give birth. Like, women die every day giving birth in America. Not in Africa, in America. If you're going to take this risk and risk your life, risk your sanity, where you could possibly kill something that you give life to, please make sure you're having kids with someone that wants to have kids with you, and someone that you actually are in love with. Because these are 2 situations that are very heartbreaking to see. 2 mothers who basically took the lives of their own kids in the short span of basically 2 weeks of each other. They live in 2 completely different parts of the country. One a Black woman, one a white woman. So this isn't a Black thing, this isn't a white thing, this isn't a poor thing, this isn't a rich thing, this isn't a West Coast thing, an East Coast thing. This is just the science of what happens when you have kids. I've known women who have had kids and they've been depressed for up to a year and a little bit longer afterwards. Like, a lot does go on in your brain chemically. And until we can find the science behind it to fix it, just please make sure you're making the proper decisions, because you're not just affecting your life, you're affecting potentially the people that you are bringing into this world lives too. In the words of Airbnb and Rakim, peace.
Man, please catch us at the next light, man. We in traffic, and I'm back quiet.
Kid Terror on the beat.
I let the shot ride. She call all on my body and I slowly slip inside. I flipped her on the side and her eyes open wide. And when she started to scream, I knew she felt the vibe. I let the shot ride. She call all on my body and I slowly slip inside. I flipped her on the side and her eyes open wide. And when she started to scream, I knew she had felt the vibe. Okay. Let me get this straight. Since I killed the pussy, I'm on first 48. Shouted, tried to take the dick and ended up getting raped. I told him it was me and it's a fucking cold case. Great escape, this is why them hoes hate. I'm Captain Crunch nigga, yeah, and half them hoes flakes. I stuck it in the stomach, grabbing all on her waist. Said she couldn't take the pine, I seen it all on her face. No touchdowns, no home runs, it wasn't safe. I had to beat the pussy up and put it in its place. Uncle Tang sick, no bitch, I am a disgrace. And I'm here to kill every pussy in every race. More liquor, nigga, no chase. It's amazing like grace. This young nigga's hot, once you gon' give him his space. Alright. This how it went down.
Kid Terror.
Straight like this.
On the beat.
I little shot of ride. She fall all on my body and I slowly slip inside. I feel her on the side and her eyes open wide. And when she start to scream, I knew she felt the vibe. I let little shot it ride. She caught all on my body and I slowly slipped inside. I flipped her on the side and her eyes open wide. And when she started to scream, I knew she had felt the vibe. The first night I gave shouted the pipe, introduced her to my life, showed her some shit that she liked, but the vibe wasn't tight, so I moved to another, had her biting on the pillar, busting nuts all in the cover. Yeah, she love a nigga dick, but I ain't really trying to love her. I just wanted to fuck her, but she want me to cuff her, but I can't do that, baby, see, cause I been hurt by the others. I can't fall in love again, cause love bring pain, all you get is dick. Don't try to make a nigga change, so she accepted it. And every time I put it in, she say she never felt like this. Well, I'm that nigga you can call. I can make that pussy run like a fucking waterfall. Spit that game on the phone. Got her wetting up a draw, so every time we fuck, I beat down on pussy wall. Hey, but shit, yeah, man, I remember that ever since then. Hey,
Kid Terror.
Hey, tell
On the
me.
beat.
I let her shot a ride. She call all on my body and I slowly slip inside. I flipped her on the side and her eyes open wide. And when she started to scream, I knew she felt the vibe. I let her shot it ride. She called all on my body and I slowly slipped inside. I flipped her on the